All right, so I'm in my intro try it project, and I have my control panel across the top, and I have my advanced toolbar, and I'm ready to get started. So I'm going to zoom in on the first spot here, and we're going to try to recreate this rounded rectangle first. So I'm going to head over to my toolbar, and I'm going to click and hold down on where it says rectangle tool. And when you click and hold down, you'll see that there's several other options underneath here. And we are going to make a rounded rectangle. So I'm going to click on that. And when I click and drag, I can make something that looks pretty similar to that shape. Right now, mine is filled in with white with a black outline. And I can see that up here. It also shows that in the properties panel over here as well. I'm going to change it up here. There's other spots you could change it, but we want it to look like that. We're going to try to match things as closely as possible. And so that looks pretty good. And we can head on to the next shape. We're going to make this octagon now. So back in that same spot, clicking and holding down in my tools, and I'm going to get the polygon tool. Click on that. And then in a blank area on your artboard, click once, and we need it to have 8 sides. So I'm going to add a couple sides and say OK. And now we need to work on changing the colors. So we need it to be filled in with green. I'm going to change that up here again. And we need a yellow outline this time. Outline is also called a stroke. So we're going to go into here. We're going to select yellow. And right now my stroke isn't very thick. So I'm going to add a couple points to how thick it is. And each time it's getting a little bit bigger, and it's looking pretty close. There we go. And now we're on to our last shape, the triangle. So we're going to go back to the same spot, click and hold down, and I'm going to get my polygon tool again, click in the middle of a blank spot, and this time it's going to have 3 sides for a triangle. We'll say OK. And we can see it's not the correct type of triangle. So we need to change the shape of it first. We're going to change that with the arrows. So there's 2 different arrows up here. The black arrow, the selection tool. When I click on a shape, it's going to select the entire shape. I can also click and drag, and it gets the entire shape. The white arrow tool will get just individual anchor points. So I'm going to click once on the very top anchor point, click and let go, and now I'm going to click and drag, and I can make that anchor point move over here so we can have the correct triangle. Next, we can change the fill color on it. So while it's selected, I'm going to select it and make sure that we can change it to be red, and the outline is going to be a light blue, and it's going to be a skinnier stroke on there. So we'll change it to look something like that. And we're pretty close. Those are the first few steps, and the next video will show the next section.